Hi, and welcome to My Story with Care Credit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with Care Credit did it with their Care Credit credit card. Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Freena, and today we are going to hear a story that's about a young man's desire to have clear vision, and then his need to do what almost all of us have done, lose his wisdom teeth. I'm excited to introduce you to Brian and for him to share his Care Credit story.
Hi, my name is Brian. I've been a Care Credit card holder for 11 years. So I was 18 years old and I was a delivery driver at night, and I had blurry vision, so it made it just dangerous. And that's when I found out that I had astigmatism, through my eye doctor, and I had to get LASIK done, which at the moment was, I just couldn't do it because I just didn't have the money. And that's how I came to find out about Care Credit. It was my optometrist that they were explaining to me how Care Credit was gonna be able to help me with my payments because, again, the job that I had as a delivery driver wasn't paying enough. So that's where Care Credit comes in with that. So after my whole healing was done, going back to work, driving at night was just no issue. And it was awesome to just kind of see everything. I mean, it was amazing in the sense that I was like, am I seeing this without glasses? So I'm like, cool. And it was just little things that, you just kind of sort of take for granted, kind of like your eyes. And it was great to, to kind of have that back. It was a great thing, and it was just thanks to Care Credit. Thank you, Care Credit, so much for giving me my eyesight back.
Brian, I'm so excited to hear about your Care Credit story. Where does it begin?
It began about 10, 11 years ago.
Okay.
I had really bad astigmatism.
Okay.
So and at the moment I was a delivery driver. So it was, a full day shift. So nighttime became a pain because it was blurry. Even with glasses, I mean, it wasn't there for me. So when I went to my optometrist, he happened to mention, oh, well, you're a good candidate for LASIK. So I was like, okay, let me go through with it.
Yeah.
But, being a broke 18, year old student,
Right.
it's hard. So they were like, oh, well, there's finance options. And, it's a good one is Care Credit. So I was like, okay, well, they start to explain to me about it. And, we went through the procedure. Everything has just come a long way, and I don't regret that option because I can still feel that, it was a good investment for myself, especially.
Of course.
Because, health-wise. And, I have no issues, seeing, I still feel clear. It's awesome having to wake up and see everything clear instead of having to reach, for the counter for your glasses.
Right.
And it's just, it was a great thing, to have, gone through that.
So, okay, so you go to the optometrist, as you said, and you guys discuss LASIK, and then so in the office is where they suggested to you, hey, maybe you want to get the Care Credit credit card.
And they did. They're like, oh, so how would you like to pay for this?
So they let you have the procedure first. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, well, we have this, and then they fill out. And the thing is, I do recall, and it's also with my second time trying them, because I just had my wisdom teeth removed.
Okay, we'll come to that, definitely.
But they didn't deny me, and I was happy about that. And they gave me a good, good amount, to kind of cover, what I needed to cover.
Excellent. So the promotional financing enabled you to kind of still work about getting into school, still keep your job.
Yeah.
How did you feel well, I'm sure not when you walked out, but after everything kind of healed up, how was your outlook on life? Obviously, you're not wearing glasses anymore, so you're like, hallelujah.
Not anymore. Yeah. So it was, like I mentioned, it's been 10 years and no issues whatsoever.
That's
and
wonderful.
Again, it's just great to, to have that kind of, have that back to you, when it was never taken away, but it's just, just having a vital thing, which is
Right.
your vision.
Your sight.
It's awesome. no need for glasses, no need for anything.
That is awesome. Okay, wisdom teeth. We've all been there. What happened there?
With the wisdom teeth, it was just, I'm a person that likes to take naps in the afternoon.
Okay.
So sometimes will I lay on my hand, like my forearm. And when I would wake up, it's just, there was like a swelling at the back, and it was like my bottom wisdom teeth.
Every time?
Every time. When I would lay down. When I went to sleep, there was no issue. But it's just those napping times, and it was annoying because I was like, well, I can't even enjoy a quick
My nap anymore. What's up with this? Yeah.
So it was also time because sometimes there was like swelling out of nowhere, and I just was like, I went to my dentist. They were like, yeah, you need to have those removed.
Okay, and how'd you feel about that?
I was a little bit sad because prior to like having them removed, I had already worn braces. So teeth shifting is gonna happen.
Right.
But I'm not as concerned because it hasn't feel that much of a shift because I was still wearing my retainers.
Right.
So I feel that that's also a good thing because now I can go back to my catnaps.
Right. So you got your wisdom teeth out, and you said you were able to use the same
the
care
same
credit
card. And also the dentist sat down with me there. It was like, oh, do you know about care credit? I was like, oh yeah, I used her a while back. I was like, oh great, they'll work with you. So I was like, that works for me. That's what a person looks for. When you're trying to like pay for something that works for both
right.
parties.
Of course. If you could write a review or even just tell a family member or a friend about your experience, kind of in a nutshell, with the Care Credit credit card, what would you say?
I would say that I had a friend that was going through something, and she was like, well, I don't know how to pay for it. I was like, and I happened to mention about Care Credit, like I was like, I should be a spokesperson for them.
Yes, you should. Here you are.
But then she was like, well, I don't know, like, I mean, I know that they give you like sometimes pay it off, but it's just like, I don't know. I was like, well, just look into it.
Right.
But if I were to tell someone else, a random person, be like, they're really good on that. They're financing. There's from what I know, the 6 months to the year, and flexibility. That's, like I mentioned, that's what I'm all about. I'm sure most of the people are,
right.
Especially with your pockets and your money.
Right.
So,
and when you're 18 and you need to have LASIK done.
Exactly. LASIK, for a medical procedure, anything. Right. So.
Do you anticipate using your card again in the future for any other procedures?
I do. Again, coming back to self-image, it's just a thing. It's just not about much of the vanity. You just kind of like feel about being confident.
Right.
So I never have felt confident because, I mean, going back to, having a bubble head, it's, I feel like I have like a big forehead. So
Okay.
I was looking into like, if there's anything, that kind of fixes that. So I came across something I can call a hair reduction line.
Okay.
And I did, my first consideration was like, how am I going to pay for it? So, I did look up, what Care Credit covers, and that is something that they cover. So for
Okay.
me, it's something that I'm looking forward to you probably doing this summer because at work I need like a long break, and I have, quite a save some time, and I need that, to kind of like heal up.
Right.
But that is something, that's, I mean, just, like they say, third time's a charm. But, I'm not going to stop there. Maybe something else might come along the way, health-wise.
Right.
Or, again, cosmetic-wise, I don't know. But I do know that I can rely on Care Credit if something were to come along in the future.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your story with us. We wish you the best.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me.
Wow, Brian is a fun guy with a great story, and Care Credit was proud to be a part of it. Remember, Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a Care Credit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts Care Credit, visit us at carecredit.com.